Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Shore. Got another lesson for you today. Today's lesson is going to be on symbolism as well as sound devices. So we're going to start with symbolism. Symbolism is when one thing represents or serves as a symbol for something else. Okay, it's a tangible item that represents something else. Okay, in life we use symbols all the time. The heart. What does that symbolize? What does that represent? Smiley face. If you're texting with your friends and you send this emoji, what does that represent? Blue man, or the blue sign with the man in the wheelchair, and the circle with the dash through it. What do these symbols, what do these pictures represent? We know the heart usually means love. The smiley face means that someone's happy. The blue sign with the man in the circle, that's the man in the wheelchair, it's for somebody that's handicapped. And the red circle with the line through it means don't do it or no. Okay? Now, we have those symbols. You see symbols all the time. The American flag is a symbol. Okay, looking at it, it's just a piece of cloth with a design on it, but it represents so many different things. The stripes represent the 13 colonies. The stars represent the different states, one for each state in the nation. It represents freedom. Those are standalone symbols. We also use symbolism in literature. Literature symbolism looks different. Authors use people, places, ideas, colors to represent something else, usually something abstract. Okay? Take a look at our lines from The Lion King. On the left, we have Scar. On the right, we have Mufasa. Take a look at them now. Look at the different colors. Scar on the left, dark, kind of dull. Mufasa on the right, bright. The dark colors in Scar, the scar on his eye, tell you that he's a bad guy. The bright colors symbolize good. They represent good. Okay. If we look at this poem, did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's law is wrong. It learned to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared. What are some symbols in this poem? Well, the rose is one of the items that we have. And what do we know about roses? Roses are something that you give to someone special on a special occasion. They often indicate that you love them. But at the end of the day, there's something special. They're considered very nice. Roses, flowers typically grow in grass, in soil. So if this rose is growing through a crack in concrete, what do we know about those things? Do things typically grow in concrete? No, concrete is what? It's very solid. It's very hard. It doesn't let things through it. So if there's a crack in the broken piece of concrete, the rose, which is something very special, survived harsh conditions. So that rose growing through concrete symbolizes somebody doing something through trying circumstances. It represents a person doing something special, a person succeeding where you wouldn't expect it to succeed. So we move on to sound devices. We have three different ones we want to talk about. Onomatopoeia is the first one. Onomatopoeia is the use of words that imitate sounds. Boom, crash, meow. Any word that indicates a sound, any word that you can hear, that is onomatopoeia. Alliteration is the repetition of initial beginning sounds. Okay, it's the repetition of a sound and not the letter. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. It gives it kind of a melodic effect. We also say beginning sounds, not letters, because if you know F and PH, they're different letters, but they create the same sound. Okay, so alliteration is the repetition of initial beginning sounds. I also like to think of snakes. If you hear a lot of S's in a row, if you hear that S sound in a row, you think of a snake. And if you think of a snake, typically in literature, what do snakes represent? Snakes often in literature represent something bad, something evil, something sneaky. So sometimes we use alliteration in literature to actually convey some kind of symbolism. If we're seeing somebody use a lot of S sounds, maybe they're not the nicest character. Maybe there's something they are up to. I like to think of that with alliteration. And finally, we have rhyme. Rhyme is the repetition of N sounds. Car, far, star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Again, it gives it a um, rhythmic kind of impression to the reader. It makes it easier to read, it makes it easier to remember. So those are your three sound devices. So that's symbolism and sound devices. I hope this was a good review for you. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. This is Mr. Shore. Have a great day.